this. Let me do this. Bam. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy Moore, and I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's More Success Team Zoom call. We got an exciting call lined up for you guys tonight. I mean, some folks, some special guest trainers and speakers that I am really excited and thrilled to be able to learn from and to hear their story. And you guys are in for a special treat. But before we get into that, let's go straight out to our Benjamin Franklin Society Council member and our solutions guru to get a quick update in the solution space. Mr. Parrish, take it away.
Thank you, Jeremy Moore. Can you hear me okay?
I can, my friend.
Great. Just a few things. Don't want to take away from our speakers tonight, but want to just remind everybody that this is the last month for the free solutions trainings. We've been enjoying all month from CDL training to level 1 basics training, level 2 employee benefit certification training. We've had literally thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands of associates that have gone through for the first time and some for second and third times for some tremendous training. The last one will be scheduled is this Saturday, January 30th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. That will be led by our Vice President of Training, Mr. Mike Riches. You can go to trainer support at legalshieldcorp.com and register for free. You'll want to get on there as well as your team members who are giving any consideration to opening new groups. So I highly encourage you to do that. Tomorrow is the Blitz. We've been having a tremendous response from the Blitz. I want to make sure that everybody in the Moore team, if you've got solutions associates, specifically in the South Central region of the U.S., which happens to be the 6 states that I serve as regional trainer of, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Texas, then you'll want to get their names to me. I'll be glad to introduce them to the Blitz. And if you've not tried it yourself, just go ahead and text the word Blitz, B-L-I-T-Z, to 47177. That's text the word Blitz to 47177, and you'll be getting all the text message updates. The tutorial begins at 9:45 Central, lasts for 15 minutes, and then 2 hours of calling. You may not be able to call for 2 hours, but just call for whatever amount of time you can. Last week, we had over 3,000 calls made by over 200 associates, and we booked 145 new appointments or enrollments that were not yet booked as of 10 a.m. Central last week, but by 12 noon, they were on the books. You're going to prospect anyway. Why not do it during that organized time and be able to see your fellow associates, your colleagues from all over the country, as well as your Moore team people, Moore team associates on those calls, and I'll be glad to help any way I can with those folks in my states. So without further ado, I want to turn it back over to Jeremy so he can introduce our speakers for the night. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Parrish, for all you do for the team, especially, but for all of Legal Shield. But another newsletter came out last night, and there was a little glitch there, but I do know the #1 top premium producer in all of Legal Shield last week was our very own from the great state of Utah, Miss Deanne Foster. So congratulations, Deanne. You can't get much better than #1. And a couple of quick success stories I want to share just real quickly, and then we'll jump right into the training. Is a couple of folks that I've had a chance to talk to over the last just handful of days. They've been in the business just literally days in the business. But out of Hempstead, Texas, I want to give a shout out to Malcolm and Adrian Brown. They're already senior associates, brought on their first new team member today. Congratulations, proud of you guys. Fantastic job. And also from Fort Worth, Texas, just flat out killing it. I mean, 4 days in the business, already empowered 4 families, promoted herself already, fixing just on the cusp of going manager. And that's none other than Miss Toshka Smith. So congratulations, Toshka and Malcolm and Adrian. You guys are all killing it. And that's what we like to see. Not only start your business, but explode your business. And that leads us to our guest trainers tonight, because this couple is literally taking Legal Shield by storm. I'm not going to steal their story. I'm going to let them share their story with you guys tonight. But they're literally the fastest growing platinum organization in the history of Legal Shield. I mean, they're just flat out killing it. They're setting record after record. It seems like every few weeks they're getting a new ring level. I mean, it's just amazing what these folks are doing because they're 100% committed to helping people, to growing and building, empowering and protecting people. And without further ado, the newest Platinum World Council members in Legal Shield, I'm going to turn it over to Marty and Israel Wynn. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moore. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, brother.
Wonderful, man. First and foremost, thank you, man. Thank your wife, your lovely family for giving us the opportunity and paving the way, because so many people that get into our opportunity, as you know, for like me, I've been in 3 different companies. We prayed for something like this where we can get into a company that has a foundation, number one. It's tough, right? When you get into companies you've been around for 5-10 years, and then the company goes out of business, right? And I tell people all the time, don't judge your success so much on maybe what I've done or Mr. Moore has done, or I see my man Dave Hall on here, what he's done. Everyone has their own journey, right? So thank you so much, man, for your leadership and all you've done. And thank you so much for trusting us tonight to be able to share a little bit of what we've done here for your team. Thank you, guys. Listen, so honored, first and foremost, to be here with you guys and share a few tips. I'm gonna share some slides. My wife put some slides. I know she's on here joining us. Miss Israel Wynn, she's on here, and I'm gonna have her say something shortly. But let me share my slides with you guys, because here's what I know. I got a Legal Shield, April 29th, 2019, right? 2019. But here's what people don't know. It took Mr. Self 19 years to get me into the business. 19 years, guys, to get me into the. I remember when Mr. Self came to me, I was a barber at the time, and he came to me, he said, listen, I'm going to start a company where we need lawyers. I was like, Mr. Self, I don't really do anything bad. I don't need a lawyer. Who would ever thought, right, that I'll be here in Legal Shield, but as God would have it, it's all about alignment. It's all about assignment. It's all about taking your time and going through the journey. I call it my season of preparation. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot since we've been here in this dynamic company. I love what the company is doing. But I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about activity versus productivity, number one, right? And take some copious notes. And before I get started, let me also congratulate Ms. Foster for being number 1 recruiter, because that's huge. That's a big deal, right? To be number 1 in the company. So congratulations to you and everyone who had some success here going forward in the near future. So let's talk about activity versus productivity. Number 1, there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of activity goes on every day, right? Sometimes we get up, we leave our homes, we feel busy, and we move around, we move our legs, we move our muscles, we move our brain, and that's called activity, right? We write down the list in direct sales. We create the list, right? We structure conference calls, right? We structure one-on-ones. We do these things, and those things are activity. And yes, it's a part of the business, but I always had to ask myself, how much of activity, percentage-wise, am I doing versus productivity? Now, productivity is when you're actually doing something that's going to produce a stream, right? A stream of revenue. So like a webinar, right? I remember joining Legal Shield and taking the Fast Start training, ladies and gentlemen, 11 different times. 11. And I meet so many people say, well, I've taken it one time. What could you possibly learn in one Fast Start training, right? You're not just so much. Right? And I listen, we were all born to understand that we have to learn. We was never taught really to earn and then learn. And that's what I love about our industry, right? You can earn and then you can learn. You can mess up and still make money here, right? So I love the fact that I had to differentiate the difference between the activity I was producing and then the productivity that myself as well as my wife and my team was producing, because it's called money-making activities. I'm not telling you guys nothing you don't know, especially if you've been around for a long time. Right? So let's talk a little bit about this, because I think this is important. Number 1, you got to know your story. Everyone has a story. And I think that's the selling piece, because people buy into you before they buy into the company. I don't care how great the services are, because we have some unbelievable services. We know that the money is a byproduct of the service. But what's your story? So here's my story. For those who don't know me, I grew up right here in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. My wife, I grew up in Canada. She went to university in Canada, right? I went to high school. I never thought about college. I barely graduated, right? And I knew I didn't like high school, so I probably wasn't going to like college. My parents told me to get a good government job because I cannot be fired. I got fired my first day on the job. I took my shoes off because my feet was hurting. True story. And I never forget, they said it was called job security as security walked me out the front door of the building. And so I was forced into this thing called entrepreneurship. Back in the day, we called it self-employment. And thank God, my parents told me to have something to fall back on, and I was a barber. They never told me to fall forward on anything. They said, have something to fall back on to secure your revenue. So I was a barber. And so I remember, going and asking Mr. Don King. If you guys know who Don King is, he's the guy that got a lot of hair in boxing, right? And I asked him for a job for free. He was doing a fundraiser here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia. I said, I love what you're doing within our community. I would love to work for you for free. I was actually chasing the woman that you see in the picture, my wife. My wife's a 5-time world championship fighter, right? Inducted into the Hall of Fame just recently. She fought for 10 years under the Don King banner. And so I asked for the job for free. And he said, what? You're hired. Now, I went back to all my friends asking for affirmation. We know what affirmation leads us to. But I worked for this gentleman for 2 years. And let me tell you what I've learned. I learned about stability. I learned about foundational income. I learned that if I can hang around someone that was the sum total of me or better than me, then I could succeed on their level. And so 2 years, I worked for free while owning the barbershop as the barbershop was transitioning out of business. And just like that, I not only learned about sports and entertainment, I learned about real estate investment because I graduated top 5 of Mr. Robert Kiyosaki's class. And I would never met Mr. Rich Dad, Poor Dad if I never met Don King because they were friends. So I was the sum total of this era. Long story short, games I became the promoter for my wife, Layla Ali, Mike Tyson, made millions of dollars in boxing. And although those things were great, when Mike Tyson got knocked out, my money stopped. So I was looking for something that could pay me residually. See, here's what people got to understand. You have a story, guys, big or small. It doesn't matter. And the thing I love about our industry, we will literally learn more about ourselves ever. We would never, see, when you go through this world that we live in, right? This unbelievable world, this hustle and bustle, the backs and forths, the A's and the B's, the failing and the unfailing, the winning, the highs and lows, all these different things we go through. The thing I love about direct sales, you tell your story over and over and over and over. And really, if you're really in tuned into your story, you realize you really don't really know yourself because you got to go back to where you started. And sometimes that's a great thing because then you can kind of elevate and realize where you are in your life today and appreciate it versus where you started. That's the importance of your story. So know your story. Like, where did you, listen, I don't care if you was born with millions of dollars. That's your story. I don't care if you made millions of dollars and went broke. That's your story. Your story's gonna touch somebody. You're not trying to touch everybody. And that's the thing I love about what we do here. You have a story. It's unique. It's designed strictly for you, right? And you shouldn't sugarcoat it. If you're success, be proud of your successfulness, right? You gotta be proud of that. Don't believe that because you're speaking to a certain amount of individuals that maybe don't have the same success as you, that you should dumb down your story. You have a story, right? So first and foremost, learn your story. That's number 1. Number 2, there's something we've done, and we've done this very well. It's called tap rooting. Listen, this is the backbone of our business. Because guys, listen to me, this is the most powerful thing ever. When I sign someone into the business, immediately they must have a webinar. Listen to me. If I give you an interview on a job right now and I say you're hired right now, I need you to work tomorrow, don't you go to work immediately? Like, why are we signing people up into a business and then we're doing a webinar 5, 6, or 7 days down the road? We're building a business. You're in business. And if no one knows you're in business, then guess what? You're out of business. Neither one of us going to get together as business partners and open up a storefront for $5,000, give the landlord $5,000. And although we're not going to open up for business tomorrow, we're going to show up at that store today. We're going to open up the doors. We're going to brainstorm. We're going to think about what colors are going wrong, where the cash registers to go, what the uniforms look like in a traditional business. Why don't we treat this the same way? So you got to understand how tap rooting works. A person that you sign up is a gateway to their network. Now, listen, if I sign you into the business, I want you to get to the top of the company. We've all seen this. Jeremy, we've seen this. I'm going to be the top executive in your group. I'm going to take you to platinum. You know what? I'm your next ED. And I want you to be my next ED. But guess what? You just gave me the key to your gate to open up your network. So I'm going to get in your network because it's important that we don't work to people. It's important that we work through people. Right? You can't fall in love with productivity. You cannot fall in love with what? Potential. Don't fall in love with the potential of the person. You got to work through the person. While I want them to get to the top of the company, I want to help them too. But you're building a business. You can't help them more than they want to help them, right? You can't help people more than they want to help themselves. So you have to tap root. So I want you guys to understand something. So many of us right now are making one of the biggest mistakes. There are people in our downline that are associates that you had nothing to do with when it comes to signing them in the business. But yet they're 3, 4, 5, 10 levels down, and they're waiting for your leadership. So therefore, it's your importance. It's for you, importantly wise, for you to go into your downline tap root and speak to the individual that came in by way of maybe Tony or maybe Crystal or maybe John, right? That's your business. You didn't bring him in. John quit. Crystal's long gone, right? So you have to tap root, ladies and gentlemen. We do this very well. Maybe you want to hire someone to do it. I don't know how you want to do it. But in LS Engage, our tools are so unique where you can align all your associates, send them an email, pick up the phone call, ask them, can they do a webinar? I'm here to assist you. You don't have to know them. I don't know why it is that when we get into a company such as this, we believe that we should only work with the people that we sign into the business. And the person we sign into the business tends to have to work with the people that they sign into the business. But neither one of them know anything about the business. That's why you guys are leaders, right? You have to tap root into the people. So always remember this. People say, well, how did your team sign up 2,000 people? You wouldn't believe it. I only signed up one. That's how great I am. I signed up one. The team signed up 2,000, right? It was tap rooting, right? So we focus on new blood. Yes, we focus on recruiting phase one. We focus on that. But we also focus on the people that's already made the commitment to get into the business, right? So don't leave those people on the table. Right now, if you're having some recruiting issues, just open up your back office. Do me a favor, open up your back office, go to my team, scroll down, right? You're gonna see your front line. If you just click on the arrow and it opens up, I promise you, you will see more colors in green than you see in blue or than you see in purple. And all those people you see in green are waiting for your phone call. These are people in your organization that hasn't had a webinar. They haven't had a webinar. They haven't had fast start training. They don't know anything about any phone, team calls. They don't know anything. They brand new, right? And the people that bought them in have quit already. So we have to tap root. So that's something we do very well. I love this right here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no secret. I simply showed my plan to 1,200 people. 900 said no. I signed up 300 people. 85 actually did anything. 30 took it serious, and 11 people made me a multi-millionaire. Going through the numbers. Listen, I don't care. Listen, you can sign up 5,000 people. How many people out of the 5,000 actually going to do the work, right? I have something called the power of 7, right? Power of 7. Let me tell you what I mean by that, knowing your numbers. At the executive director level, see, this is one thing that was new to me in Legal Shield. I thought, listen, I couldn't believe, number one, there was no auto ship. Like you can't, Mr. Self said, we can't ship attorneys to your house. I was like, thank you, Lord. You can't ship attorneys, right? You guys don't understand. My last company, I had so many vitamins I could have fed the whole Legal Shield, right? You can't ship attorneys to me. I love it, right? Number two, you mean to tell me if I hit manager, senior manager, I can't lose my position? You mean to tell me what? So when I hit that position, if people quit, I still can maintain that position. They say yes. I can hit director and maintain that position. They say yes. I said, oh man, you should have told me this one. They said, but to get to executive director, that's a position, right? That you have to what? Requalify for. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, it was just knowing the numbers. See, here's what I know. And let me share this with you. When I get someone in the business, I immediately, simultaneously set up a webinar. I really don't tell them to create a list right away. Because the amount of time it takes them to write a list of 50, we could probably have done 2 or 3 webinars, right? It's all about productivity, right? Now that's activity when you create the list, and I get that. But we need to do a webinar at least within 24 to 48 hours. I don't ask them when are they ready. When are you ready to do a webinar? Oh, I can do it next week. No, it's on my schedule. You said you gave me permission. I'm asking you for permission to mentor you, right? I'm asking you for permission because I asked you to protect your family. You're protecting your family now. You want to make extra income. Do I have the permission to mentor you? My way, not your way. Yes, you do. In 48 hours, I need you to get 3 people on a webinar and tell the 3 people they can invite 3. Because people don't like to go to a party by themselves, if you guys don't know. Right? You invite somebody to a cookout, nobody wants to go to a cookout by themselves. They want to take their friends and family. Nobody wants to come to a webinar by themselves. They want to take their friends and family. And I always say this, listen, I have 5 VIP links. That's the same link, but VIP just sounds better. VIP means you're first class, right? I have 5 VIP links. I'm gonna give you 5 VIP links. I need you to get the 5 people that you know, you love. They know and love you. They respect you. Some of these people will get involved just because you're involved. Who are these individuals, right? And they invite these 5 people. Let's follow up. I've done webinars, ladies and gentlemen, to where I sign you up right now and I say, listen, I need you to get 3 people on the webinar in 10 minutes. Let's move, let's go. Right? I'm not looking for 20 people because I know 3 people can produce 5, 5 can produce 10, 10 can produce 8,000. Right? It's all about urgency because success loves speed. So when I get these 5 people on a webinar, ladies and gentlemen, because we're no longer, because of COVID-19, we're not meeting them, in different spots. But when I get these people on a webinar, I'm doing a 30-minute webinar. Now, industry standards, they say, don't do a Q&A because somebody may ruin it. Somebody may ruin this. Somebody may ask a crazy question. You guys heard of this before. And I'm okay with the crazy questions. I've been in the industry for 13 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 22 years. I can kind of combat crazy questions, right? But I'll open it up for a Q&A. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just telling you what I do. I'll open it up for a Q&A. Few people get started. See, people want to know that we are there to mentor them, that we're not going to sign them up and just leave them. The services make sense. That's something we don't have to worry about. But where we're lacking is getting the information out quickly. So I do something called the Power of 7. Because here's what I knew going to ED. In order to go to ED, you got to be a manager first. It's $400 in premium. So I know that that's $54.90. We're going to round that up to $55. Divide that by the 400, that's about 8 people. What 8 people do I know that's overworked, underpaid, sick and tired of being sick and tired, need more income? Maybe some of these people had my last name. I just sit back. I had no script. I sat back and gave him a call. Hey, I found a way to make some extra money. You broke, I'm broke, he isn't. Get on this webinar. I just had a real conversation with people. I let the expert do the work. Mr. Self did the work. And it was consistent work. So I knew that if we had $400 in team premium, right? Someone's going to get paid. I don't train my team on money. I train them on ranking up because I know the money will follow, right? It's just a byproduct. So I said, listen, we're going to manager. I never mentioned associate. I never mentioned senior associate. It's called information overload, right? The goal is to get you to manager and duplicate manager in PC Pro. My team only knows 2 things, guys. PC Pro, manager. I don't even talk about Performance Club. For what? That's too much. PC Pro, because I'm setting them up for executive director. Manager. Manager's 400. If you create 3 managers, that's 1,200. If you have 1,200, ladies and gentlemen, with 3 managers wide, no matter where they sit, you know you got to go to director next. Listen, manager, director, executive director, platinum. Right? So if we're manager, that's 400. Create 3 managers, let's call it 1,200. We know we have $1,500 more to go. I'm teaching $200 PC Pro right now. Power of 7. Who's the 7 people? Who you're picking? In boxing, Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley, the title of the fight was called Who You Picking? So in this game of leadership, I say, who are you picking? Who are the people you're going to run to platinum with? You're going to run to ED with? Who are you picking? Who are your 7 people? Your accountability partners. Because if I get 7 people to get $200 in premium every single month, that's $1,400 in premium. If you do what you're supposed to do, you're executive director the following month. We already had 1,200. It's just numbers. So let me say that again. I want you guys to really get this. This is how we broke 70 EDs. 70 EDs. I have a gentleman who just joined October 20th. He's a silver. He can't even present yet. He can't present. I won't even allow him to present. He's horrible right now. He would be better. But listen, he's horrible right now. He's too new. But he's jacked out of his mind. Right? People sign up off of his excitement. And if you ask him about Performance Club, he's going to say, you mean Performance Club Pro? He doesn't know Performance Club. Performance Club Pro. My team knows that we must bring in at least at the very bare minimum. Personally, we have to bring in $200 in premium. Right? You got to drive the right behavior from the beginning. Don't get so caught up on, well, I just want them to get 100. Well, I just want them to get 80. And I get that, right? It's all premium. But the numbers here don't lie. If you can get 11 people, 8 people, 7 people to just understand that I got to go manager, and you set the assignment. Guys, we were birthed and we went to school and we got this thing called homework. It was an assignment to keep us engaged. So that's what a lot of us are programmed and we're used to. Give us an assignment, we'll complete the assignment. But you got to give them small wins and you got to congratulate the win. So we're going to go to manager. Today's Monday, you're going to hit manager by Friday. How are we going to hit manager by Friday? We're going to do a webinar every single day. Guys, there's people in my organization, we do every webinar. Listen, me as a platinum, webinar I do every day. There's not one day, there's no such thing as I don't have time. There's no excuse. You either make excuses or you have results. So you have to know the numbers. I'm staying here for a minute because I come from a background of 13 years in direct sales. When I tell you this has to be one of the richest comp plans I've seen, it has to be, some of us really don't know, when you've been in leadership for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, it's hard to really know what you have. You know you have something, but you have nothing to compare it to. So I'm here to tell you guys, the grass is not greener on the other side. I'm here to tell you. There's time my wife and I had so much coffee in our garage, we could have fed everybody a coffee early in the morning, 2 times a day. That was auto ship. In here, you mean you get bonuses? You get builder bonuses. You get Performance Club for Life bonuses. You get vacations, even if you're a senior associate, because you get put into a hopper. My goodness, my last company, you had to be at the top of the company to get a vacation. Here, oh my God, you guys don't understand how great this is. It's like, this is for us. And someone told me the other day, you shouldn't say it's easy. Well, give me a different word because it's easy. I don't know what else to say. I can stay, if I could do this for the rest of my life, man, I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of I probably wouldn't get rid of my real estate, but I will get rid of the tractor trailers. Okay, because I need something to offset. I need the real estate, right? So you got to know your numbers, guys. Manager, director, set some assignments, right? Executive director. When you get great at doing those 3 things, teach your team how to go PC Pro. Everything else duplicates. Some people are going to follow the system. Some people will not follow the system, okay? Your first 12 months in business is an unbelievable book. We all heard of Your First Year in Network Marketing. It's an unbelievable book. You know, I meet a lot of people say, well, you know, how many times you read the book? I can't tell you how many times, a lot. I do a lot of audio, right? My first year, you should always go back to, you know, reading the book. I try every day to listen to about 30 minutes of audio because I know the importance of waking up, being 150% prepared for the day. Because the first phone call you get on Monday, listen, this morning I got up, I went to the gym around 9:30. I worked out with my personal trainer. By the time I got in the car, I got 2 phone calls that were so negative. 40% of my covering that I needed was already gone. So I was already down by 110%. I was already at 110% before my day started. So you can't wake up with 100%. You got to feed yourself. You got to get on 150% of yourself. Because there's always going to be somebody to knock you down. Somebody's to call you with some negativity. And you got to be able to take that on as a leader. You also have to be able to accept what's going wrong within your organization. There's been time when my retention wasn't as great as I would like it to be, 72%. That's my fault as a leader. I can't go blame another platinum. I can't blame Jackie and Alice Cote, right? I can't go blame Kai Fair. Right? I can't go blame these individuals. As a leader, what am I going to do? Let me tell you guys what I did. I never forget this. Mr. Jeff Bell will share this with you. My brother's a chief in the fire department. He just actually retired after 32 years. And he had a pastor who signed into his organization. And a pastor who you would think wouldn't do anything scrupulous, but he did. And it gave my brother about $17,000 in chargebacks. $17,000 in chargebacks. Now, I can do one or 2 things. I can cry or I can fix it. So guess what I did? We fixed it. I started putting individuals in that leg personally that I signed up. I worked with that organization. We paid back all that money. That retention went back up to 79% in that particular leg. Because I knew where the retention was being hurt. It was being hurt from that leg. So as an individual who understands and watches his business, right? I got into the leg. And so we must understand, I'm not telling you to manage anything. I'm just telling you guys as a leader, as the CEO of your company. See, this is my thought pattern. Jeff Bell is the CEO of Legal Shield. Marty Wynn is under Jeff Bill. Jeff Bill gave me an opportunity to run my own business within the Legal Shield platform. So I actually have about 700 employees, and I have a building in Ada, Oklahoma that's paid off. I don't even have to pay for it. I have staff that I can pick up and call. This is my thought pattern, right? I don't even have the overhead that they have. All I have to do is position myself and build a team, knowing that everyone's not going to stick. If I can get 20%, and you guys know the numbers, if you have a business giving out 20% of margin on your business, that's a good business. If you're making 20% on your business, right? So if you're making 20%, you have an unbelievable, valuable business. So you have to always put yourself in books. You heard it, readers are leaders. We hear this all the time. I hear people all the time, I took the fast start training, so what? Take it again, right? Well, I took it 3 times, good. Take it 4 more times. Something's always changing. Someone asked me the other day, when did you leave? When did you use your Legal Shield advantage? When did you ever go to? I didn't go to my back office guys in Legal Shield probably to my first 4 months. I didn't even really know it existed. I was so laser beam focused, right? I knew how to get to the website. I knew how to sign you up. Mr. Self was helping me for our structure because this is checkers, not chess. So I stayed in phase 1. I didn't get into management mode. And that's one of the biggest things we make. They talk about that in my first year in network marketing. You go get out of management mode, right? When people die, give birth, right? You can't you can't hit a dead person with a defibrillator. They dead. There's no more life in the body. Go give birth. It's easy. It's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So you got to go get new people. You got to taproot, right? You got to read more. You got to get on the GoPros. Things you guys see, Marty, I've heard Irk Warrior training before. Great. Hear him again. I'm sure he has different information. Maybe he has more information. So we got to do something different, guys. Reinvesting in your business. This is the best thing you can do. Investing back into your business. Let me be careful when I say this because I don't want you guys to do this because this is going to take some time to really understand. Some of you guys probably already understand what I'm going to say, but for those that are new, you got to be careful, right? Because in Legal Shield, when you sign up a person under your website, there's bonuses to go with that if they achieve certain positions, right? And then you will actually get, if you get an advanced income, that advancement will go to your bank account. I knew when I got into Legal Shield, I'm going platinum. I already knew it. I made up my mind. It didn't take long. I didn't do a vision board. I didn't pray about it, right? I looked at God and said, God, I'm here. Let's go. He was like, let's go, right? Let's do the work. I don't have to spend a lot of time with myself to convince me. And one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we challenge ourselves. We're all just make it. Listen, just make a decision. The choices are free. You follow your head, get up and do it again. So what do I mean by investing back into your business? Let's say, for an example, I know I need a third manager. And that third manager is just, that leg is just, you guys know how it is. That leg is just, it's growing, but it's not growing fast enough. I mean, I got to get this leg moving, right? And then I have someone I want to sign into the business. I have a choice. I can sign that person into the business under my website and I get the upfront premium and I can take them for the placement utility and place it under the leg, or I can give the premium away. If I give the premium away, this person may have, I don't know, $250 in premium already. And if I sign this person up for a family plan, that's $55 in premium. Me personally, I'm giving the premium away. Because my end result, it's not about the 154. It's not about the upfront. I will forfeit, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I will forfeit $154 for a $1.5 million check. I will forfeit it if I truly believe. See, here's what I know. I get it. Some of us need money. Some of us need our money like right now. Like we put our $99 in this business and we need our money. So I'm not by no means am I telling you to create a welfare mindset. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying give away all your premium. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying make a decision on what your goal is. If your goal is manager, great. If your goal is director, great. If your goal is executive director, you just want to stay as executive director, great. That's your goal. But get to your goal, right? You may be the only recruiter in your team that can recruit. I have a gentleman on my team. His name is Heath Cohen. He's a recruiter. Everyone else in his team is having a very hard time recruiting. And I had a meeting with him the other day. I said, listen, let me tell you guys why you're having a hard time recruiting. Because you're not coachable, right? Someone told me the other day, man, you're just so straightforward. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, you're just not coachable. You got to make a decision if you want to be successful in Legal Shield. Do you want to be successful? And I had every one of them, I called their names out. Jimmy, do you want to be, Jessica, do you want to be successful? Thomas, I called their names out. Do you want to be successful? And they say, yes. I said, do I have permission to help you become successful? They say, yes. I said, can we do a webinar right now? I need you to get 4 people on right now. I mean, I want you to move as if the breath in your children's body is going to escape if you don't get 4 people. Guess what they did? They got 4 people apiece because I made their why so strong. See, some of us tell people to make their why, whatever their why is not going to make them cry. Their why is, I want to pay my visa bill, right? I want to pay my rent. But when you tell people this, I know you have children. I want you to move the same way you would move if the breath in your child's body was to escape. Because you don't do something, how would you move? You would move with urgency, wouldn't you? Absolutely. To act as if. You got to act as if like this is the work. And somebody told me the other day, can you use a better example? I don't know no other better example to make a person move than to say the breath in your loved one's body is going to escape if you don't do what you're supposed to do. Right? Now, that's a different conviction. That's a different movement. All the shyness goes out the world. Some of you guys are not presenting. But if I told you your child's breath is going to leave out the body, that breath is going to leave out that child's body. If you don't present tonight, you would do it afraid. You're going to get it done. You're going to mess up, but guess what? You saved your child's life. And when you have that conviction, ladies and gentlemen, you present every day. You're going to push people to PC Pro. You're going to push people to manager. You're going to push people to executive director. And you're going to do it every single day because you know 21 days form habits. So you got to invest mostly you as a leader. You guys are leaders. That's what this is about. Listen, you can't tell me. They said the other day, we may be coming up with a new position. I don't know if I'm supposed to be sharing this. I may get in trouble, right? But maybe we come up with a new top position. Y'all didn't hear me say that, but maybe we'll come up with a new position. You cannot tell me you're going to come up with a new position because I'm going to hit it. My wife and I will hit the position. Like, please come up with a position. You know, one of the things, and I love Brian. Brian lives probably, I don't know, Darnell lives, Mr. Self lives probably 7 minutes away from here. Brian lives probably 30 minutes away from Miss Carruthers. I'll never forget I told Brian this. I said, my goal is to make you the number 2 person, money owner in the company. No disrespect, Brian. I need to make you number 2. Like I need to use you as my fuel. Right? There's no disrespect, but I need to use you as my fuel. Right? Because Brian is a beast at what he does. That you cannot refute. Number 1 money earner outside of Dave Chavola, right? Number 1 money earner. I use them as my fuel. I want you guys to grab onto somebody. Forget the disrespect. You know you're not doing this for disrespect. Some of us need more to be able to go to the next level. We have unbelievable leadership here. We have an unbelievable CEO, unbelievable president, unbelievable team, unbelievable services. But all you have to do is do the work. So you cannot put 20% into Legal Shield and expect 100% return. You got to put 100% in. If you're busy, this thing I love about Legal Shield is designed for busy people. You can do Legal Shield on the weekend because if you do it the right way, guys, every day is Saturday. That's the powerful thing about our company. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you, man. I want to turn it over to my wife real quick. And Jeremy, I'm married and I want to stay married. And I think it's the best thing to do when you presenting. You should let your wife say something, right? Dave Hall, that's what you're supposed to do, right? So I think I'm going to turn it over. I think she's on here with us. Miss Israel, are you on here?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you, pretty.
Yeah, I'm here. You got to stop sharing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing. Hold on for 1 second. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. There you go. It's so good to see you. I'll be upstairs shortly to see you anyway.
No, I don't really have a whole lot to say. You know, I know you guys are on time, and I want to just thank Mr. Jeremy Moore and his wife, Stephanie Moore, for having us on here. I knew it was a time constraint, and Marty has so much passion when he speaks, and you know, it's for a reason. It's because, like he said, the grass is not greener on the other side. We truly were praying for a company like this that would give us everything that we needed, and not only, you know, financially or structurally, but also to help the people who are starting getting paid too. You know, our former companies, you know, weren't allowing the people who started to make money. And that was one of the reasons that we left, you know, our company, was because we're looking for something that's well-rounded, something that is paying everybody from the bottom up, you know, not just the top people. And so, you know, we committed to this. I think that it took us a while to get into the business because, you know, Marty was, you know, real hard-headed. I was trying to force him to get in. I was telling him, we trust Darnell. He's been in the business for so long. Let's do this. And then finally he decided, let's go. And we gave it 100%. You know, when we put our mind to something, we give it 100%. And the passion comes with it, the excitement. The only problem is just dealing with people, you know, and you just can't get emotional about people, because they will be people. They're a trip, you know. You don't know what you're going to get, and you just got to keep moving and remember your why. Everything that you do, it has to go right back to why you got involved with the business, you know. And you know, things can get frustrating, people can annoy you, but you know, in the long run, it's so worth it. In the long run, you know, this company has such a great foundation, and we're just so, you know, grateful to be a part of this company, and you know, have great leaders that we can mimic and follow, because they've paved the way for us for the 40 years. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having us on this call. And I will turn it back over to you, Mr. Moore.
Well, thank you guys. That was flat out awesome. I put it in the chat box. I mean, that was straight fire. You know, so thank you guys so much for pouring into us tonight. It's absolutely amazing job. So if there's anything we can ever do to assist or help you, we're right here for you guys. But thank you so much. God bless, and much continued success to you guys. Thank you
guys. Appreciate you. Dave Hall, I'm still waiting for me to come out there so I go to the volcano.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Love you guys. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Wow, that was powerful. I tried to warn you guys about you know, we wanted to fill up the lines. It was if you had team members not on, and obviously we didn't, we all didn't. You know, we will get this up on the team Facebook page quick so that you guys can watch it and send those team members too, because I mean, you know, if I'm going to learn from someone, I want to learn from somebody who's getting it done right now. And you can just see the passion coming out of that wonderful couple. So again, look forward to that. I want to do a couple of quick reminders for you guys to plug your new folks in on Sunday nights. You know, where we talk about getting started, getting the process and the comfortability of doing those webinars, doing those private Zoom calls. You know, that's the main focus of it. And so make sure you're on 8 o'clock Central on Sunday nights. Plug those folks in, and we'll see you guys all next Monday. But above all else, always keep God number one in your lives, guys. Keep your family second, and Legal Shield where it belongs in third place. Everything else takes care of itself. God bless you all. Have an amazing week, everyone.